Okay, so today I'm going to take you on a quick tour of Mad Science Island, which brings 3 brand new games to Quick Math Junior, a number sense app for 3 to 6-year-olds, which is a free download available on the App Store now. So I'm just going to create myself a new profile, and I'm going to decorate my monster, which you'll see in a minute, and you will see him later on in the app. As a quick intro, Quick Math Junior currently has 2 islands, Hustle Bustle Island and Spooky Island, and they cover a bunch of skills like counting and skip counting, forwards and backwards, matching different representations of number, handwriting numerals, subitizing number order, and plenty more. There's a complete list in the report card section of the app. But today we're all about Mad Science Island, and I'm going to give you a sneak preview before it hits the App Store in a couple of weeks. First up we have Numberbond's Monster Mash. The aim is to put monsters into the machine to match the number you can see on the right there. Numberbonds is actually quite a difficult concept for children, so we started off with some very simple questions, just to make sure the game was accessible for kids of all ages and abilities. In this demo, it's worth mentioning that I've skipped through quite a few levels, just so you can see how we've tried to scaffold the concept and ease the kids into the harder questions. So now we move on to using 2 buckets, which is useful for practicing counting on, but it also starts kids thinking about how number can be broken down into parts, so 5 is made of 2 and 3 instead of just being 5. Here we move up a level again to show the numbers and how they combine to create the whole. It's worth mentioning again that the games in the app have around 50 difficulty levels each, and they get harder as kids continue to play and they get things right, and we move down to a more manageable level if they start getting things wrong. So this final question is more of a straight number bonds exercise, and we use this model to work with friends of 10 and 20, addition facts within 20 as well as place value. Right, so now I can see my progress, and it looks like I have completed 2 outcomes and won myself some parts of my monster, which is exciting. So next up we have stretchy patterns. You have probably figured out that this game involves completing or continuing a pattern using some or all of the pieces provided. Pattern recognition is an important precursor to algebra, so despite this being our only game that doesn't use actual numerals, it's still a pretty important number concept. It's also linked to attention, perception, both long and short-term memory, and it's another area where kids figure out how parts relate to a whole. In the game we have 2, 3 and 4 part patterns, which we've paired with sound, just because it's a bit more fun, but it also adds another layer to the perception of the pattern. There is an option though to turn these sounds as well as all background music off, just in case you prefer a little bit of quiet while you're playing. So here we are back at our progress screen. I've won myself a nose, it looks like, and we're moving on to the crazy chemistry number line, which is the final game. In this one you're given a number and you have to decide whether it is greater than or less than the numbers you can see on the screen, and you move left or right along the number line to find it. Again, you can see this one starts off with some easy questions, mostly dealing with numbers between 1 and 10, and as kids play and get things right, it will progress to using numbers up to 200. The specific aim is to help kids start thinking about numerals as quantities, and to learn how those quantities relate. Embedded in that is place value, as well as developing an internal representation of the number line, that is, learning that a smaller number is to the left and a larger number is to the right. You may have noticed that I made a small error earlier. In Quick Math Junior there are no penalties for wrong answers, and if kids keep getting it wrong, we gently guide them to the right answer and adjust the difficulty level to one that is more manageable. And it's back to the progress screen to see what I've achieved, but now I get to go to the rewards screen. So we give this wheel a bit of a spin, and there are a bunch of new Mad Science items I can win for my monster. I must admit I did cheat a bit here, giving myself hundreds of items to choose from. You do have to win them individually. But you can win some science goggles, or maybe some tufts of hair, some new mouths and noses, and you can combine those with the items you win from the other islands. But for now, I am going to give my little monster here some crazy goggles, maybe. Put that on there, just grab another one. Just adjust that a bit, and a mouth, so we have a new mouths to choose from here, and I'm going to go with some blue lipstick because why not, and maybe I'll give him some hair. maybe this little bit of red hair to put there on his head, and I'll change his colour so he can be purple. Looks great. But that's Mad Science Island. It will be available within Quick Math Junior in the next couple of weeks as an upgrade for our existing users. But thank you for watching, and we at Shiny Things hope you enjoy your Mad Science Island adventures.